let's talk about including music in football, right? But let's use the Super Bowl halftime that happened in the US as a reference. How are they able to include music into their football? But let's come to Africa. It is not working. Africa, most specifically Ghana, because our football, industry is dying. So how can we include the music or our entertainment side into the football aspect?
Great one. I think, first of all, the Super Bowl LIX was amazing. I enjoyed every bit of it. I watched the whole performance. And I asked myself the same question you're just asking me, that how come we don't have a culture, we don't have a tradition like that in Ghana, where we can merge music and football and create one big festival that people of different generations can relate. And I sat down to think that, I mean, let's look at certain mathematics here. When we were growing up, football was a big thing. I remember my dad used to support Asante Kotoko. And in the house that we lived in, there were Hearts Olympics, there was an RTU supporters in Dakuma, and whenever there is Kotoko RTU, it was a big issue. Whenever there is a Kotoko, Hearts, crazy. Olympics, Kotoko, crazy. And the stadiums are always full. So the culture of football, watching football, has always been with us as Ghanaians. I used to go to the park to watch games with my dad. We used to go and watch, whenever Kotoko is playing in Accra, we were always at the stadium watching it. And this is actually crazy, but one of the biggest thing that happened in the country, my dad was at the stadium. Okay. The May 9th. Yeah. My dad was at the stadium. So it tells you how the traditional culture of watching football has been part of us for a long time. During those times, I never saw any artists perform during halftime or anything, because we didn't need the music to drive the football. We had a culture of enjoying football ourselves. And around that same time, coast football, I mean, like under 12, under 10, under 14, under 17, were huge. So it's a tradition. You go and watch an under 10 football, you watch under 12, 14, 17, and then you follow up to go and watch Kotoko, you follow up to go and watch Haas. So it was nice, but something got wrong. Like something went wrong along the line. Okay. And when you watch the American culture of the Super Bowl, it's something that has been happening. This was the 59th. Yeah. So it means that it's something that they intentionally built to merge the two cultures together. And it's done beautifully. Can we do the same thing here? Yes, because when I was watching it, I was picturing Shatta performing whilst Kotoko is playing Haas, or whilst Haas is playing, let's say, Olympics. I was seeing Stonebwoy perform, performance. I was seeing Sarkodie performance. I was seeing Ekweku Smoke. I was seeing Ekwesi Arthur. I was seeing an R2B's performance. I was seeing a Jackie, a Wendy Shea, and I think it would be very, very nice. But let me say a sad story. There's a team called Legon Cities. Okay. When they joined the Premier League, they started merging football and music. Mm-hmm. So some of the artists got a chance to perform before their match. But for some funny reason, people didn't like it. Yeah. And to the extent that I think one of the artists was booked to perform during one of their games, and the fans said, no, the artist is not our supporter, something like that. Okay. So it kind of killed the whole vibe. And it would be nice when we have that tradition in the country, especially when the Black Stars are not doing so well, especially when the national teams are not playing and they're not getting their attention that they need to get. It would be very nice to merge the two. But there's a mathematics here. So Apple Music is a streaming platform that is able to raise revenue through its platform to pay for the performance. Even though they don't pay the artist, they pay for the setup of the artist and everything that the artist wants to do. And so if we're going to bring that culture here, I'm thinking in my head, which sponsor is able to do that? Okay. And what is the benefit to that sponsor? If you go to the EPL, they have Emirates sponsoring the FA Cup. They have Carabao sponsoring the Carabao Cup. And so they benefit from the conversion rate. And locally in Ghana, I don't know which company will be able to do that. Maybe MTN, maybe the telcos, maybe Airtel, Tigo, Telecel, maybe MTN, because then they can get people to buy a certain amount of data to be able to go and watch the game for free. Or maybe the banks, they can use it to activate their sales agenda by onboarding a lot of people onto their banking platform to get people to bank with them. Or maybe a drink company. You want to be able to use that to also introduce your drink to a lot of people. But this is the problem. The FDA has banned drink companies, alcoholic companies, from sponsoring celebrities and influencers. And so it becomes very difficult to do such a thing. But I think we are not far off from doing this culture. We can do the culture. Ghana is what, 60-something years old? That means the Super Bowl alone is closer to being the same age as Super Bowl, and like the country Ghana. Ghana is not old. America is way older than Ghana. So when we start today, 59 years to come, generations to come will have a culture, a tradition that they will look up to every time. Okay. We play the Presidential Cup, where usually two of the big teams that did well in the season get to play. So usually Kotoko has or Olympics has. They play the Presidential Cup. Can we use that to create our own Super Bowl, where we get the chance to show the world how good we are with football and with music? Okay. It will be an amazing experience. I can't wait. I can see myself producing the first one. I'm like, crazy. The things we can do. But anyway, shout out to America. This is one amazing culture. I don't understand their football, but I sat through it all to watch it, and I really enjoyed it. It's working. They find a way, or they are finding a way of getting or penetrating into markets that usually don't follow their game. Today, Ghanaians are talking about Kendrick Lamar's performance. Who knows? Next year, we'll be talking about it again, and gradually they'll be winning us over onto their side. We can do the same thing. We can do the same thing. So corporate Ghana, Charlie, we did bad. Charlie, we know we messed up in the past when we took your money and we're not doing all the things we were supposed to do, but we really need it now. If you guys can come to our aid, you can help us save the football and save our music at the same time. I hope this works, man.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.